Match week 4 of the Premier League has now just been completed. It's now just finished. We've had a bunch of games played. We finished it with Liverpool, top of the league, one of them. Now I'm going to talk about what we learned from these bunch of matches, which includes the Manchester derby. Before I start, could you like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for doing so. So let's start off with the first game, Arsenal-Nottingham Forest. We can clearly see that Arsenal are actually quite a good team. They actually can score a lot. And Nottingham Forest is still going to get used to Ange's system. And that's the thing that really needs to be worked on by Ange and Nottingham Forest. And I guess it is the first game. But I feel like the owner, Mr. Marinakis, I think he'll give a leeway of like 10 games to get it sorted out. And if it doesn't by then, he'll ask Ange to either change the system or just completely just change everything or just get sacked. I think that's what's going to happen. Then we've got all the relegation teams not scoring a single goal. And that's good and bad. The reason it's good, people are going to be like, why is that good? That's good because they've actually changed how they play compared to the promoted teams from last season. And the promoted teams from last season, they tried to play the tiki-taka stuff. I'm not saying they haven't done this season, but this season they're actually trying to be clever with it and going for the draws. You can see Leeds and Newcastle. Leeds were very unlucky to get their own goal, and they did lose 1-0, but they were so close to getting that draw. Then we've got, so to say Leeds and Newcastle, I mean Leeds and I don't even know whoever they played, and Leeds got an own goal. And they lost the match, which is very unfortunate for them, and they could have got a valuable draw. And next, another promoted team is Sunderland, and they drew with Crystal Palace. It's a great result for them. Crystal Palace are a great team, and Sunderland, they're trying to get to that 40-point mark, as you can see, and they've had a great start so far, definitely. I mean, if I was a Sunderland fan, I'd be very happy. After 4 matches played, they have like 7 points. I think they should be definitely happy with that. And Burnley, they were really unlucky. They conceded in the last minute to the current Premier League winners, Liverpool, and they were very, very unlucky. And people think it's deserved. Parking the bus, what do you expect? You don't deserve anything. That's no football. But you've got to understand, Burnley, they're a team that have just got promoted. This is against the Premier League champions. I mean, obviously you'd want to win. But Scott Parker and Burnley, they've done a fantastic job, and Kyle Walker, he was immense in that game, and they've done a definitely good job parking the bus, trying to keep a clean sheet, and they were just unlucky to have that penalty happen, have that handball happen, and that was kind of questionable, but I kind of do agree it was a handball. But anyways, what happened was Salah slotted it in, and Liverpool, I mean, that's... Other managers, they should study how Burnley played and probably play like this. I'm not saying the top 6, the people are going to try and go win the Prem. I'm saying the bottom sides, they should go and study what Scott Parker did. Because he did an excellent job of really stopping Liverpool. And yes, they got really lucky, Burnley. But so did Liverpool. But I feel like they did an excellent job. And I think that's the way to go against Liverpool. And Burnley, they did a great job, terrific job. And I feel like the other teams who are near relegation to try and emulate what Burnley did in that Liverpool game. Newcastle Wolves, that was a meh game. Not too much happened. Voldemort scored in his debut. It was really great seeing how Eddie Howe used him, and he's definitely a terrific player. I made a video on him on my channel. You should check that video out when he was at Stuttgart, and I was saying how good he's going to be, and trust me, he's going to be great for Newcastle. And I'm not saying he's better than Isak, and he might never ever get up to Isak's level, but he definitely could, and I feel like he's a great chance, and he's a great player. And Newcastle, you should be happy you have him. And we got Bournemouth, Brighton, and Bournemouth, the team I really like quite a lot. And Semenyo, I mean, he's just great. Everyone loves him for FPL, and yes, he's great for FPL. I have him in my team, but Semenyo, he's just different. He's really great, and Bournemouth, they really did deserve the win. And Brighton, yeah, they had a few good chances, but it was that mistake by that Brighton defender. I think it was Dunk, or I don't know, the number 5. He gave away the ball, and then stuff happened, and it was just unlucky, really. And Bournemouth, I feel like they deserved the win. It was quite evenly matched, but I think if Bournemouth had won, like, okay, he deserves it, and they did win in the end. Then we've got West Ham and Tottenham. I mean, West Ham, they're just going to get relegated at this point. I hope Graham Potter can turn it around, but I don't think he will. And should West Ham sack him, I think it's too early still to tell. If he could just get them to like 17th place, then I think that's okay for West Ham. And then the season after, he'll start building, do what he did at Brighton. I feel like that's what the board and the fans are hoping for that he's going to do. And in my opinion, they've got to start scoring goals because they can't stop him coming in, but they got to try and score some goals at least. And that's the main problem. But Tottenham have been looking really great under Thomas Frank, and they've done an excellent job so far. And I feel like Thomas Frank, people were saying he's going to do bad, but so far he's actually done really great, and I think he's done great. And I feel like Tottenham managers, they start good, and then you never know what happens. I feel like he has shades of what Pochettino's going to do. But it's still way too early to tell, it's only been 4 matches. But, he's been great in them. He beat Manchester City in them. And he outsmarted Pep Guardiola. And I feel like he's done great there. Then we got Chelsea and Brentford. I mean, Chelsea and Brentford, you could say Garnacho was heavily impacted in it, because people are going to say, okay, he let that goal in the last minute because he wasn't looking at the marker. And yes, definitely true. But one other thing you got to remember is the goal we scored was kind of a direct result because of him. He basically dribbled past 2 or 3 players. He put in across. The cross was not good. It was not good. It went straight to a Brentford player, and the player, he kind of cleared it, and then it went to Caicedo. Caicedo, he walloped it in. I'm not saying Garnacho should deserve an assist for that, but he did great in the build-up to that, and he's the reason we actually scored a goal. So if you say he was the reason we conceded the goal, and he's also the reason we actually scored a goal. And the blame's not on him. And Chelsea, being a Chelsea fan, it was not the best result. We should have done better. We should be winning these matches. And we had the chance to go top of the league temporarily, but it didn't happen. And I feel like this is a match that we needed to win, but I guess we're still building, and we still, the new players got a gel, and we still need to get better. But that's my opinion. And the Manchester Derby, the big match. So the Manchester Derby, I mean, Man United, it felt like they weren't really trying, to be honest. I mean, I can't blame them too much. I mean, they had that one moment where Mbeumo, he got a great volley and Donnarumma saved it. That's the reason he bought Donnarumma, and he did excellently there. I mean, what a volley that was, but it was saved by Donnarumma, and he had a great game there. Yeah, and that much to do, but he had a good game. He did what he had to do. And Erling Haaland, I mean, it was all him. I mean, last season people said, I mean, he's not as good as Isaac, he's not as good. I mean, he had those great seasons before, but I don't know, people have figured out Haaland, that's what people are saying. And I guess you can figure out Haaland, but he still finds a way to score. And this season especially, you can really tell he's evolved into something different. The runs he's made were super efficient. I mean, they were great. I mean, the last goal he scored, he started his run from inside the half, and he absolutely blitzed his way all the way to the goal, and a great finish, a typical Haaland finish, and he was great. And there was that one opportunity he missed where he should have really scored 2 and he would have got a hat-trick, but he missed, and that's probably usually scores in, but it is what it is. I guess he has to miss sometimes. And he just had a great game, and the first goal was terrific. The way he muscled through the other defenders while running through onto goal, and it was a smart pass and a smart run by Haaland, and a great finish by Haaland, obviously. And he's just really unstoppable. He's definitely the best striker probably in the world. In terms of finishing, he's definitely the best, and there is no debate for finishing wise. He is the best. And Haaland, I mean, he's definitely the best player. Definitely, striker wise, yeah, he is the best. And I mean, Isaac just below him. I mean, Pep said that in an interview, and you've got to believe Pep. He's like one of the best football minds in the world. And Haaland, he's a beast. I wish Chelsea got him, but anyways, it is what it is. Let me know, what do you think? Could you like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching.